tiling that we've got. Jay, this is that pear-shaped drop, but it has this opening in it. It's very artistic.
You know, this is, you know, and the reason that we actually created this, we developed this was actually a lot of our viewers were requesting kind of something a little bit smaller, a little bit simpler. They just wanted something like, you know, we did some nuggets, just large nuggets on a cord type thing at one time, and they just blew out. And we had a lot of people that said, we'd like, you know, to see something that's just so we can have that splash of color.
Yes.
And then everybody's always really nice about it, but they go, I tend to design big and bold, you know that, right?
You love the big and bold.
You know, my thing is go big or go home, right? And what, you know, when I design, I like something really kind of large. I really like to show, especially the material, the uniqueness of the material, but I tend to design kind of on the large side. And so we scaled it down. It's new, it's contemporary. It's just a nice, I mean, just a nice look, that nice splash of turquoise. And this is a really unique turquoise. This is Azure Peaks. It comes from the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. I discovered this turquoise over 20 years ago, well over 20 years ago, when it was nothing but a surface deposit. When I first went to this area, we went to actually to the area which is where it came from, the mining area. There was, you know, it was kind of a dirt road, but that was kind of. Right, I mean, at places, it was just ruts. You had to kind of use your imagination, and then you could kind of see a little bit now. Now, they've built this out. There's like a mini city in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
And it's a big, huge, massive open pit copper mine. That's where this material came from. They still probably have turquoise in the mine, or they'll find it, but they're not allowed. They don't allow anybody to mine any of it. So this turquoise, the only way that you can. Now, this was available on the commercial market. There was a lot of it that came out at one time, and it was commercially available. Of course, I've had this, like I said, a lot of this material I've had for over 20 years. You know, we haven't purchased any new material in about 10 years. So this is something that you just can't get anymore. So it's a really unique turquoise. It's Azure Peaks. And it's called Azure Peaks just for the area where they mine this and where it's at. There's just these hills. They're kind of like
peaks.
Well, they're not really peaks. They're kind of like hills, but they're at night they have that azure color to them that like the red.
So exotic.
It is, but it's like this is in the Gobi Desert. I mean, it's not like, it's the craziest thing. You'll be driving, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. And then there'll be a little grass or whatever.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there'll be a stream that you could literally stand, I mean, you could just jump over it.
What?
Type thing, in the middle of nowhere.
It's like a mirage.
Yeah, it's really, really a very unique country. And, you know, I haven't really got to spend a lot of time in Mongolia, but the time I have spent there has been very interesting.
Well, Jay King has been around the world just a few times.
A few laps. You know, I thought about that. I was thinking, I wonder if I could count how many times I've physically been around the planet Earth. And it's really, I don't know. I don't know if I can really come up with an accurate number.
Jay, whenever I am out to dinner with anybody, one of my go-to conversations is you. Because I always say to people, I say, I work with this gentleman, Jay King. Guess how many times he's been to China? Right? At home, guess how many times Jay has been to China? Place your bets right now. If you bet 20, you were wrong. If you bet 50, you were wrong. If you bet 800 times, you would. 800 times, Jay!
It's probably around, yeah. You know, because I came and went and gone. That was one of the countries we went to a lot. But I mean, even on those trips, you know, and I was going there before I started doing this show.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so, but that's just one of the places, you know, in the world that I've been. But yeah, I mean, we've literally traveled all over the world, and we go and resource just like this. We're a niche business, so we resource directly right from the mining resource wherever possible.
We're excited to have you along for this special show. If you want the necklace, we are limited. Fewer than 250 now available. You will, of course, get the chain. It's 18 inches with that extender. If you want the earrings, final few dozen, last few dozen on the earrings. The earrings are only $74.98. As your peaks, really, you know, that journey into jewelry that Jay takes us on as we discover new turquoises, new mine finds. I know many of you are asking about that Sacred Cloud Mountain. We will reveal it in about 40 minutes, so stay tuned. It's well worth your time. Something else you should definitely see is this. What about anniversary?